Morning, class 8. Guess you all are doing fine and taking care of yourselves and happy. So, today we are on chapter 7 Civics, Political Science, SSC. Untouchability, social evil. What is untouchability? Chhoot, chhuat, don't we say? We don't touch. Dalits, Harijans, below our caste, untouchabilities. We don't touch them. Domes, chamars, isn't it? What are the problems of untouchability? Who were the untouchables? Why were they called so? The problems faced by them, the famous leaders who worked for the eradication of the untouchability. I'll give the explanation, you will read your book and solve the question answers. What is untouchability? A type of social organization in which person's occupation and position in life is determined by the circumstances of his or her birth. Untouchability is the practice of exclude a group by segregating some castes from the mainstream of social customs or legal mandate. The excluded group could be one that did not accept the norms of the excluding group and historically included foreigners, nomadic tribes, lawbreakers and criminals and those suffering from contagious diseases. It could be a group that did not accept change of customs enforced by a certain group. This exclusion was a method of punishing lawbreakers and also protected traditional societies against contagion from strangers and the infected. A member of the excluded group is known as an untouchable, or the people facing the social issue of untouchability were the untouchables. The term is commonly associated with treatment of Dalit communities who are considered polluting. They are not good. Now, Dalits are also known as untouchables. Who were they? They are members of the lowest social status group in the Hindu caste system. A Dalit is actually born below the caste system, which includes the four primary castes of Brahmins, priests, Kshatriyas, warriors, and princes. Vaishyas are farmers and artisans, and Shudras are tenant farmers or servants. Now, within the Dalit community, there are many divisions into subcaste, are divided into leather workers, street sweepers, cobblers, agricultural workers, manual labor, scavengers. Manual scavengers, here it says, manual scavengers refers to the manual removal of human excreta from dry toilets. Manual scavengers are considered to be the most oppressed section in India. They are served in separate utensils, not allowed to enter temples or draw water from the tank used by the upper castes. Manual scavenging is dangerous and inhuman work. The manual scavengers are not provided with gloves and masks. Thus, they are exposed to various kinds of skin, respiratory and gastrointestinal diseases. They clean your toilets in their bare hands. They are called manual scavenging. Laws of manual scavenging. The miserable condition of manual scavengers was brought to light by Mahatma Gandhi. However, it took years to provide constitutional protection to these manual scavengers. 1993, the Employment of Manual Scavengers and Construction of Dry Latrines Prohibition Act was passed. This act forbade the employment of manual scavengers as well as the construction of dry toilets. Offenders can be prosecuted under the Prevention of Atrocides under Act 1989. You cannot have a dry toilet. You could not pour water. You have to do your toilet and all and leave it there. Someone is going to come and clean it for you. In 2004, the Supreme Court received a petition filed by Safai Karmachari Andolan. Thereafter, it issued notices to the center, states and union territories to end the practice of manual scavenging. The Supreme Court also passed an interim order and asked every department of the center and the state to file an affidavit within 6 months on whether or not manual scavenging is still being resorted to. If the affidavit affirms the existence of manual scavenging, then the concerned department should also include time-bound programs for their rehabilitation. The latter group, considered the lowest of the low and officially estimated at 1 million, traditionally are responsible for digging village graves, disposing of dead animals and cleaning human excreta. Approximately 3/4 of the Dalit workforce are in the agricultural sector of the economy. A major of the country's 40 million people who are bonded laborers are Dalits. These jobs rarely provide enough income for Dalits to feed their families or to send their children to school. As a result, many Dalits are impoverished, uneducated, and illiterate. Okay, our country, democracy. Humans. Humans were born as untouchables, as a form of punishment for misbehavior in previous life. If a person was born into an untouchable caste, she or he could not ascend to a higher caste within that lifetime. Untouchables had to marry fellow untouchables and could not eat in the same room or drink from the same well as a caste member. In Hindu reincarnation theories, however, those who scrupulously follow these restrictions could be rewarded for their good behavior by a promotion to a caste in the next life. Why were the untouchables called so? The untouchability feature in the caste system is one of the cruelest features of the caste system. It is seen by many as one of the strongest racist phenomenon in the world. In the Indian society, people who worked in ignominious, polluting and unclean occupations were seen as polluting peoples and were therefore considered as untouchables. The untouchables had almost no rights in the society. In different parts of India, they were treated in different ways. In some regions, the attitude towards the untouchables were harsh and strict. In other regions, it was less strict. Now, untouchables were seen as polluting people, and their dwellings were at a distance from the settlements of the four Indian Varnas or the communities. The untouchables were not allowed to touch people from the four Varnas. They were not allowed to enter houses of the higher Varnas. They are not allowed to enter the temples. They were not allowed to use the same wells used by the Varnas. In public occasions, they were compelled to sit at a distance from the four Varnas. In regions, the attitude towards the untouchables were even more severe. Not only touching them was seen as pollution, but also even a contact with their shadow was even polluting. India. A random sampling of headlines in mainstream Indian newspaper tells their story. Dalit boy beaten to death for plucking flowers. Dalit tortured by cops for 3 days. Dalit witch paraded naked in Bihar. Dalit killed in lockup at Kurnool. 7 Dalits burnt alive in caste clash. 5 Dalits lynched in Haryana. Dalit woman gang raped, paraded naked. Police egged on mob to lynch Dalits. Dalits are not allowed to drink from the same wells, attend the same temples, wear shoes in the presence of an upper caste, or drink from the same cups and tea stalls, said Smita Narula, senior researcher with Human Rights Watch and author of Broken People, Caste Violence Against India's Untouchables. Human Rights Watch is a worldwide activist organization based in New York. They are always having the fear of being publicly humiliated, paraded naked, beaten up, raped, impurity by upper caste Hindus singing to keep them in that place. Nearly 90% of the poor Indians and 95% of all the illiterate Indians are Dalits, because the police, the village councils and the government officials often support the caste system, which is based on the religious teachings of Hinduism. Many crimes go unreported due to fear of reprisal, intimidation by police, inability to pay bribes demanded by police, or simply the knowledge that the police will do nothing. Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, popularly known as Baba Saheb, was an Indian lawyer, politician and academic born into a poor Mahar family. Ambedkar campaigned against social discrimination in the Indian caste system. He converted to Buddhism and is also credited with providing a spark for the conversion of hundreds of thousands of lower caste members to Buddhism. Mahatma Gandhi was the preeminent leader of Indian nationalism in British ruled India. Employing non-violent civil disobedience, Gandhi led India to independence and inspired movements of civil rights and freedom across the world. Gandhi led nationwide campaigns for easing poverty, expanding women's rights, building religious and ethnic amenity, ending untouchability, above all for achieving Swaraj, for self-rule. Okay, so this is all happened. Efforts against untouchability reservations have been made. Scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, protection of civil rights. You have to read this and do the question answer. Okay. So see you in the next video, and I'll come back.